Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Sweet. What's up, everybody? Thank you for joining. We are going to get into this in 60 seconds, maybe 120 seconds. But to those of you who are new to the Cloud Test community, we are a talent marketplace that's focused on over 66 roles, whether it's AI engineers, operation leaders, sales managers, sales engineers, executive assistants, even those outbound SDRs. We welcome you. My name is Amir. I'm the founder and CEO, and this is my guy to the left named Danny Agudelo. Maybe a quick introduction.
Hey guys, VP of Talent Marketplace Operations. Looking forward to helping you guys match with great opportunities.
So I think there's a lot of things that we want to touch on today, but overall, right, there's a lot of demand for LATAM talent, right? You got the inflation going up, you got the peso going down, you got people that are getting hired, for high-paying engineering roles with long-term contracts. You got SDRs that are getting hired for short-term contracts, and everyone's trying to make sense of what their salary should be. And we're just trying to give you guys some data so you should know, what you should be earning, what the consequences are of certain jobs, and we'll kind of jump right into it. I'll maximize this, right? So I think, let's see, let's go back. Sorry about that. Remove stage, make it bigger. Awesome. All right, guys. So benchmarking what U.S. companies actually pay for role, right? One of the things that we want to get into is not only just compensation, but it's also volatility, right? Like what roles are sticking, what people are keeping the long-term careers, career durability, that kind of stuff. Cool. Awesome. So guys, look, I want to start off by saying this. Danny knows, right? Like a higher paying job is not always a better career outcome, right? We saw somebody with 10 years of sales experience get hired by a startup in Denver, getting paid $4,800 a month, right? He got fired 45 days later, right? Something like that, right? Something like that, right? Exactly so look, guys, sales roles, higher earning potential, commissions and performance upside, faster income growth, greater volatility, right? I think everybody knows that, right? More dependence on companies' execution, right? You're going to be measured on product market fit, messaging, playbooks, right? More pressure to produce results immediately. If you're looking for long-term career durability, more predictable responsibility, skills that compound across companies, less dependency on creating demand from zero, and often longer tenure. So basically, think about it this way. There's roles where you're required to create demand. Hey, I need you to call 70 people a day or 200 people a day. I need you to make 20 meetings a month. You're creating demand. I need you to go generate $300,000 of a business. You're creating demand. So everything that's creating demand creation, is going to be more likely to be, if you don't produce, you get fired, right? Jobs that have demand, meaning, hey, I have a roadmap of technological things to build, and I need you every day to show up as an engineer and build these. The demand has been created by the company already. Your job is going to be a lot longer. So you need to be aware that there is a difference between demand creation jobs, think outbound SDR, full cycle account executive, right? Marketing with heavy KPIs. These jobs, while they do pay more, they definitely have higher fire rates, and we see all the time. Operations manager, customer success, customer support, RevOps, data analysis, back-end engineer, front-end engineer, AI engineer, developers, all have much longer stay. Anything to add to this, Danny?
Yeah, adding on to that, Amir, as well, we need to be self-aware that a startup, like you said, this one had an exponential budget, but mostly enterprise corporate companies will have these higher budgets for a marketing leader, right? For an AE. So these are also things that you guys have to be self-aware when you guys are having interviews with a startup organization, right? and being able to see the lay of the land.
Just don't take any job, right? Know the consequences, right? Demand creation jobs, guys, you must create the pipeline, attention, revenue that does not already exist. These are the hardest, right? Outbound SDR, BDR, cold call. You know what? Hold on a second. Let me see if I got my comments live on this. Yeah, show comments so we could see people talking to us. All right, outbound SDR, BDR, cold email specialist, LinkedIn outreach specialist, lead generation, some demand gen roles, account executives expected to source their own pipeline. There's a very big difference. If you're an account executive for Claude or Anthropic or Microsoft, you're literally getting meetings on your calendar. That is very different from a startup saying, I need you to be an account executive, but I need you to cold call your own deals, right? So know how to separate, like, hey, this is an AE role. Are you giving me a pipeline? Do I have to show up, listen, follow up, convert? Or do I need to cold call, build my own pipeline? They're very different, right? The advantages, higher commission potential, faster income growth when the motion works, strong commercial skill development, clear performance measurement, path into revenue leadership. The risks, shorter tenure, quota pressure. I see Oscar. Oscar's the man. Appreciate you, Oscar. Dependency on product market fit, offer, quality, data, technology, management, pricing, and budget. You may be to blame for a broken go-to-market system, right? So I'm sure people here listening, how many here in the comments have been hired for a sales role, had no systems in place, and got fired quickly? Probably a lot, right? So we're just trying to call this out and educate you guys so that you guys know what you're walking into, because this is not a cloud task marketplace thing. This is a global job role thing. This is every job, every sales and the engineering job in the world, right? Now let's look at demand supported execution, right, guys? You convert, retain, support, analyze, or operate against demand that already exists. Examples: customer success, account management, onboarding, implementation, support, RevOps, sales ops, CRM data, data ops, executive support, project management, healthcare operations, billing, and insurance verification. The advantages, guys: lower pay, but more predictable workflows, clearer responsibilities, transferable operational skills, less dependence on creating demand from zero, often stronger potential for longer tenure. The risks, guys, are going to be lower commission upside, compensation can grow more slowly. Some companies treat operations as cost centers. Stability still depends on the company's health and customer retention. So I always want you guys to look at two different buckets, right? Demand supported execution, demand creation. So always understand that demand creation will get paid more, but also has higher volatility versus demand support. Danny, anything to add?
No, not at all.
Do you agree with it, Danny?
I do.
Okay. Guys, salespeople, why demand creation is more volatile, right? You might ask, like, why is it more volatile? It's because salespeople are often held accountable for problems they do not control, right? Quota obtainment depends on 12 of these, not only effort, right? Product market fit, quality of the offer, market demand, brand recognition, lead and account data, sales technology, pricing, customer proof, manager capability, onboarding, sales cycle length, available budget. I'm like, guys, think about companies like HubSpot, Microsoft, IBM, Apollo. These companies have been hiring in Latin America for a long time. They all have product market fit. They all have quality they offer. Sales jobs are lasting longer at those companies. Startups, companies that have product market fit, so just be very careful that every job is not the same, right? You guys got to ask these questions. Do I want to take a risk or do I not? A strong salesperson can improve a working system, but you cannot permanently compensate for a product market fit where the market doesn't want it. So ask these questions when you're interviewing. Ask, do you have product market fit? Why should I have this quota? Can you show me an example? The same way that customers are saying, show me your quota, show me an example of your workflow. Ask them, show me an example of a cold call that booked a meeting. Show me an example of a recorded call, right? Interview them in these roles. Danny, anything to add?
Yeah, no, and ask them who are your best customers, right? Try and see what are those logos, see where they're at. Something that I was going to state, guys, and don't let, just because you have colleagues, friends, family that are making 3x, 5x as to what you're making, and you immediately believe that you should have an inflated price. I'm noticing that a lot more, and you really need to kind of be self-aware and see, do I have the experience, industry knowledge? Have I been in these volatile roles before? Have I led a team before?
Oh, you'll get blown up. Everybody here who thinks they're worth X amount of money because your friend's making it, you'll get hired and fired and you'll be unemployed. We see it all the time. Like,
100%.
the people who earn more money, the people who currently have jobs, they're working for 3 years, and they're then applying while they have a job. We see so many people, dude, you hired, you get fired. You want $3,000, but it's your 2 years experience. Good luck. You'll get it for a day, if that. So a lot of guys, just because there's demand doesn't mean you should be delusional, right? In America, there's jobs where people are making $250,000, $250K, but it doesn't mean that everyone's the average salary in America is $50K, and there's $250,000 jobs. So why is the average $50K, right? So like one of the big things is with demand, there's been a lot of people saying, I need to make more money. And guess what? They're unemployed and they're turning down jobs because of $500, even though the job that they're getting for $2,000 or $2,500 is really good pay. It pays the bills. They're waiting for jobs that never come. And I'm telling you right now, the demand is only increasing and salaries are not going up. Like they've gone up a lot. Now it's a little bit going down. So it's time to, we'll get into the salaries later, but guys,
and one last thing.
Yeah.
And we've been discussing this. Everybody knows it, not to sound like, cliche, but technology, AI, we know that there's tools out there that are helping us be more efficient. We know that there's tools out there that are helping companies make smarter decisions as far as having a larger team to a smaller team. So you need to be better equipped, not start, pointing your fingers and seeing how much money should I earn, and really be self-aware and see where you're at as far as technology goes. And should you be at 3K, 4K, 5K up? But yeah, continue.
Yeah. Maximum earning potential, guys. Enterprise account executives. What does that mean? Enterprise. It means you're selling products that cost $100,000, right? Like I was talking to a guy who worked at Google. He was making $5,000 a month. He was 40 years old with 20 years of sales experience, selling multi-billion-dollar deals, right? So like, if you think you're going to make $5,000 a month by working for a company selling a $5,000 product, think again, it's not going to happen. Sales managers get paid more. Specialized AI roles, guys. If you're a back end or front end engineer, you are going to be making a junior back end, and I will get into it. But if you want to make $4,000 to $7,000 a month, you're going to be an engineer. Sorry, if you're going to make $4,000 to $7,000 a month, you're going to be a 15-year experienced sales executive. You're not going to be 5 years sales experience. 15 years, like that's just who you're competing against. That's just a fact, right? Cool. So balanced earnings, stability, customer success. We see the most stability, guys. Customer success, account managers, rev ops, implementation, marketing operations, data business analysis. These are strong paying jobs with a lot of stability. Maximum career durability, customer support, but they're also getting automated by AI, right? So you got to be worried about that. Executive support, data operations, project management, billing, process critical roles, right? So guys, I'm not going to get too deep into this. We'll send you this after, right? Just also, you have to know that like, you got to know that like companies, they're paying a lot of stuff. They're paying for your software, they're paying for your tools, they're paying for your data, not just paying your salary, right? Guys, entry level, 0 to 2 years in a role, executes documented tasks. These are order takers, right? You follow a process, requires regular guidance. We see a lot of people 0 to 2 year experience that are asking for 2,500 to 3,500 sales roles. You're not going to get it. Maybe you're going to get fired. It's fine. Try it. Requires regular guidance, limited ownership of outcomes, still developing U.S. business communication, right? May understand tools without systems. Mid-level, 2 to 5 year roles, guys, owns measurable outcomes, works independently, communicates directly with U.S. stakeholders, understands the main tools and systems, and diagnoses common problems, and requires less management time. Expert standing, take it.
Yeah, usually 5+ years enrolled, designs systems and strategy, handles complex judgment, leads projects or people, produces evidence of business impact, improves how the company operates, and mentors less experienced teammates.
Guys, just because you speak English or just because you were born in America, now you live in Latin America, does not mean you're an expert. Like, don't get it twisted. It doesn't. Holding a job for 5 years with repeatable outcomes, that might mean you're an expert.
And Amir, as you mentioned, the guy that you spoke with, enterprise, he was selling, $100,000 contracts, right?
Or selling more.
There's some of you guys that, again, not to diminish what you were doing, but the average contract value was much lower. So we need to be realistic.
Awesome. Cool. What moves compensation, guys? U.S. companies pay premium for reduced execution risk, right? C1, C2 English, you guys, fluency is what they're looking for, right? Strong written business communication, previous experience working for U.S. companies, ownership of measurable outcomes. You can't tell people I cold call people or I close deals. Talk about the quota you had. Talk about the product you build. I shipped code and beat projected times, right? I grew our accounts from 30 to 90 and from 100 grand to 500 grand, right? I worked in SaaS. I worked for a data company. I worked in medical healthcare. Be specialized, right? Technical and AI fluency is a must. You guys need to be using Claude Code, Codex. If you're not using it, you're being left behind. The ability to operate with constant supervision. Guys, if you want constant supervision, stay in the call center. You'll have your trainer, you'll have your QA, you'll have the management you need. But if you want to work remotely and get paid well, you're on every meeting 10 minutes before. You never have an excuse for the power's off, my internet's off, right?
Use AI as your manager, right? You guys can go ahead and create a project and send your emails, send any calls, send anything related to your job, and let it know that you would like it to be hard on you and give you the most constructive criticism so you can improve.
Yeah. And, certifications might help you get noticed, but evidence will help you get hired, right? Make sure you have a reference call. Make sure you leave your past job where somebody can call and say, hey, that guy was great. We lost a really good rep. We lost a really good engineer. He was with us for 4 years, helped us build our product, right? Dashboards, portfolios, case studies. Build a library, guys, now. If you guys are passive and you currently have a job and you're listening, like document your actual work history so that you have a resume that's not just a piece of paper, right? So let's talk salaries, guys, right? Like enterprise account managers, account executives, sure, you can make 4,600, 6 to 8, but just keep in mind that especially with account managements, it might be half base, half commission, right? That's how it works in America. So a lot of US companies, they're going to pay you $2,000 base, but when you're closing what you're expected to close, you might make 4,600 to 6.8, right? Sales managers, you're going to make a little bit less. You make more as an account executive. I know it sounds counterintuitive, but they're just different roles, right? So 3,800 to 56,000, but that's also commission, guys. So whenever you see these sales roles, you got to keep imagine that you're going to get a little bit of a base, right? And a little bit of commission. So the job's more likely to be 2,500 plus commission, 3,500 plus commission, 1,500 plus commission. RevOps manager, 3,800 to 5,600. Customer success lead, guys, if you're an expert, these are the highest paying ones. This is 10 years of experience. You're looking at, 3,800 to 5,600. Enterprise customer success manager, 3,800 to 5,400. Chief of staff, guys, I'm not going to read every number, but AI workflow manager, GTM system engineer, mid-market account executive, workflow. These are people that actually have worked for 10 years, right? So if you want to get in these salaries, this is not 90% of LATAM.
And this is what matches with the type of company, right? If it's a startup, if it's an emerging corporate or enterprise.
Sales development account executive. Sales offers the most upside, but the company's demand gen is required, right? So guys, entry level, whether you like it or not, 1,800 to 2,200 for an SDR, BDR. There's a big difference between an outbound SDR and an inbound SDR. And I'll give you the example. An outbound SDR is cold calling strangers and saying, hey, my name is Mike. I'd love to help you out. You never heard of me. An inbound SDR is somebody who's calling people that filled out ads. They filled out website forms. Hey, saw that you filled out a form to learn more about this company. So they're very different. Ask these questions. When you take these interviews, ask, is it inbound? Is it outbound? You're going to get paid less for inbound because it's an easier job. It's almost like a support ticket. Someone who's interested in your business. It's easier to call somebody who filled out a form than it is to call somebody who doesn't know who you are, right? So you're going to have higher volatility. You can see the orange on outbound SDRs. And I know, look, tell me guys in the chat, anybody here experienced high volatility as an outbound SDR? Let's see if people are actually paying attention. We got nothing. Cool. AI powered SDR, guys. AI powered SDR just means that you know how to use automation, you know how to use AI parallel dialers, you're using Claude Code to research, right? You see how it says SDR, BDR depends on the demand source, the first one? It's true. Guys, like I said before, not all SDR roles are the same. Camila, those ranges, yeah. These ranges are intended for people with 10 years experience for bigger companies. These ranges right here are more common. What you'll find, what you find is that a lot of people want to be experts, but like they're not, right? So like you're going to be entry to mid-level for a lot. Expert level is like 10 years, right? It is what it is. You're going to be 35 plus. You've done something for 10 years. So most people are entry level. And this is mostly accurate. This is what we're seeing right now.
Yeah.
But most of the people, what we see is notice that people put themselves in mid-level to expert when they're really entry level. That's the big adjustment.
And then Camila, to the established as opposed to the startups are more in the entry level as well, right? So
Yes.
the ones that are willing to pay SDR 1,800 to 2,200, that would be the startups, right? But the established companies, those would be under the mid and expert level.
Exactly. So it's you are basically yourself in entry, middle of expert, and then the company will just default their startup. They'll just default to paying everybody entry level. So be aware of that. Cool. And then obviously customer success, roles connected to existing customers provide strong career durability. So yeah, a lot of entry level is going to be what you're really going to find from companies that are startups, right? And then mid-level to expert customer companies that are Series A, Series B, publicly traded, right? If you get a job with Microsoft or Amazon, you're probably going to get paid in the expert level. That's all they're hiring, right? How many people here apply to Microsoft or Amazon? They're very selective. They accept one of 10,000 applications, right? So if you can get into those companies, that's great. But for those that can't, you need to know that, you shouldn't be turning down a good entry-level job if it pays the bills, right? You become more valuable when you own onboarding, adoption, renewals, expansion, escalation, time to value, customer retention, right? Cool. So, if you look at guys like these data reports, these are the actual, the world right now has a lot of account executives, a lot of SDRs, right? And then there are a lot of engineers, right? So in the middle of that, you have RevOps and analysts, RevOps managers. There's not many, not a lot of people are the CM administrators. These are the skills that you want to learn. There's less competition here, right? So if you want to get skills that are put you in a role where it doesn't require on you cold calling and creating demand, I would learn how to be a RevOps analyst. I'd learn how to be a RevOps manager. I'd learn how to be a CRM administrator. I'd learn how to be sales operations specialist. These are very stable jobs when you know what you're doing. GTM system engineers, AI operators, workflow engineers, AI workflow managers, data analysis, BI and reporting analysis. But I'll tell you right now, guys, look at it two different ways. You either have the experience, you can say no to startups. Startups will pay entry to mid-level, somewhere in between. The Microsofts, the Amazons, the bigger companies, right? And you can go to the internet and say, how much money did this company raise? And if you see that the company you're giving you a job raised $100 million, you know that they raised that $100 million to hire experts, right? So you need to know that not every company is the same. And you have the internet to research who these guys are. Right. Some of the most durable careers that sit outside traditional sales, executive and business operations guys. So like if you start off as the executive assistant for a company that starts and then they got to $100 million over 10 years, which happens, you can go from making $900 a month to $8,000 a year. That's going to be like a 10-year career, right? Health care operations guys. So some of these have big ranges because that's just the market. The market has a big range. Like it just how it is. Not every company is the same. A company that's making $1 billion profit is not going to pay the same as a company making, negative $10,000, right?
A person that's managed 100 people as opposed to 2 people is going to get paid significantly different. Someone that has the right tech stack. And Amir, something that I haven't really seen in candidates is leveraging what does the future hold, right? Like everyone's looking to make, hey, I want 4K now. All right, if I'm not able to get 4K, what does 2,800 with a good commission structure look like? And then after 6 months, we can reevaluate if I've been able to hit my goals monthly, if I've been able to do X. Even, something that you've been pushing a lot has been, healthcare benefits. That's something that as a contractor, you guys know we have to pay for that on our own. I haven't really seen anyone, try and mention like, hey, look, I get it. This is the base. How about after 90 days, my health insurance starts getting paid? Again, I'm just trying to weigh out my options. That way it doesn't seem like it's just, I'm closed off on, I need to make 5K as a base. I need a safety net, right? Because that's what these companies sometimes feel, that when you guys are shooting for a high base, it's just so, you have a safety net. You're not really going to be pushed, motivated. And it's not just for sales roles, even operational roles, there's bonuses and incentives in place, right? So keep that in mind.
Before you guys accept an offer, evaluate the company's demand before accepting responsibility for its outcomes. And I'll repeat that one more time. Evaluate the responsibility, evaluate their demand before accepting responsibility for its outcomes. That's a big deal. Is this a new role or a replacement? How long did the previous person stay? Why did the previous person leave? Does the company already have customers, leads, or real operating workflows for this role? Has anyone previously achieved the targets? What percentage of the team currently reaches quota or KPIs? Which results are within my control? What onboarding tools, data management support will I receive? How is compensation divided between fixed and variable pay, base and commission? What is the company's customer retention or churn rate? How long are they keeping customers? Are they churning customers? That's a big deal, guys. What would cause this role to be eliminated within 6 months? How will success be measured during the first 30, 60, and 90 days? If the company cannot explain where demand comes from, you're not evaluating a job, you're evaluating a bet. Does this make sense?
Amir, with this piece, it's exactly what's happening on our mock interviews and on real interviews, right? So I love the fact that I'm noticing that a lot more candidates are asking question number one, is this a new role or a replacement? You guys are showing curiosity as to, is someone already achieving the certain KPIs? Is this a bet? Is this a bet for the first time you guys are doing a sales outbound program? So you know yourself what you're getting yourself into. So on the mock interviews, the team and I already know who's more of a consultant and who's more of a entry-level call center, right? Individual. And that's because you guys are asking questions. Everyone has to get a job. I know everyone has different reasons, but if you're asking these questions to the CloudTask team and to the company, you're in a better position to make a good decision, but you're also standing out. You're impacting those interviewers and even us, because I'm letting you know.
There's zero chance you're going to get expert pay or mid pay if you're not asking these questions, because it shows that you're not an expert. It's as simple as that. Higher compensation follows evidence of lower execution risk, right? Entry mid-level, improve business English, learn the core technology stack, own a measurable KPI, work directly with US stakeholders, build proof of consistent execution, learn to diagnose common problems, stop presenting yourself as a task taker, right? Mid-level and expert, design systems instead of only operating them, own cross-functional business outcomes, develop industry or technical specialization, lead projects or people, improve work of other employees, quantify revenue savings, retention, speed, or quality improvements, create a portfolio of business results. And guys, sometimes you'll just never be mid-level to expert because it's mindset. And if your mindset is, I am a better order follower than an order taker, then stay entry level to mid-level, but don't try to be both. We even here at CloudTask, we hired a RevOps person. He would just want tasks done in CloudTask. We want tasks done in Asana where do this task, do this task, do this task. And there was no individual thinking. It didn't work out. It lasted 90 days, wish him well. But, companies, especially if you're remote, you can't be told what to do every step of the day, right? That's a customer support role. I got a queue, I answer a phone call, I close a case. I got a queue, I open up, if you want to be an order taker, that's fine, right? But just know that you can't be both. All right, guys. I forgot my little QR code, so sorry about that. But we'll give you a place to do it. But if you guys want to, get placed here at CloudTask, what you need to do is just go to cloudtask.com. We are a bi-directional marketplace, so a lot of times people come to us and say, "Hey, I want a job now," and we say, "You need a marketplace profile." The profile takes 15, 20 minutes. When you make that profile, it gives us an opportunity to help you for a long time. I'll show you what those profiles look like. So, there's no downside to getting a profile. You might get a call from us saying, "Hey, we got a job." But if you don't have a profile, we are not going to be able to match you. And obviously, anybody in this community, you can stay in the community, you can be in the community, you can learn questions from the community. The community is designed to be for anybody who wants to improve their careers. But with that being said, if you want a job, you should make a profile, because with profiles, we can get you a job, right? And this is what a profile looks like, just to show you guys, and then we'll do a QA and let you guys go.
And again, even if you guys have a job, like Amir's mentioned, you can create a profile. We don't have to promote it, right? But we could already be matching you in the back end, sharing any opportunities that seem like a good match, and you decide, hey, yeah, you know what? I'd like to have a conversation with that company. We'll be able to do that. But step one, create your profile.
Right. So basically, the video is the most important stuff. We edit it, we video it. It should be talking about
Hello,
results.
my name is Anna Marie, and I'm a senior account manager based in Boca.
You want to do a clear about me, your software, your industry experience, your availability, your past jobs. You're basically making a LinkedIn profile with a video, and that's kind of for us. It lasts for a long time, meaning that you build it once, and we'll be able to get you jobs. So you're basically going to hit 4 candidates, right? You're going to say get matched now, right? And then you're going to create an account and follow the instructions. And then after you create an account, there's a lovely person named Natalia Lopez on our team who's going to be helping you set your profile. And then we can help you get a job anytime. I'm going to stop the show and tell, and I'm going to let you guys ask some questions. And yeah, we were sharing the slides. I don't know if Camila, that was an issue for you, but to the 20 people staying on, quick Q&A before we let you go. What questions do you guys got for us? If any.
If not, or while they come up, I think there's something at the bottom. Again, the profile, guys, the video is the most important thing. As we were reiterating on the slides and the overall presentation, be specific. The video is the deal breaker. Not only is it English, as Amir mentioned, before, 8 years ago, they have to have great English level, 0 to little accent. That's long overdue. You guys need to speak about what you've been building out, what challenges you've been overcoming, how many people you've been managing directly, indirectly, right? All these things matter. How much money you saved or generated for a company. We need to speak with stats, and that's what differentiates you from entry level now to mid and senior.
And then Adriana, like entry level startup, $900 to $1,400, right? If you're going to be mid level, 5 years experience, $1,400 to $2,500. If you're expert, $2,500 to $3,500. You'll get the $4,000 to $4,500 for $1 billion companies and the Microsofts of the world. So just know that that's kind of the range, but it doesn't mean the higher jobs exist. They just exist for $1 billion companies. So and that's not always the case, but all of these salaries are obviously higher than local payments, but that's the real range for recruitment.
And also Adriana and everyone else, B2B, B2C, it's thrown around a lot, but I don't think a lot of you will really look at that as the differentiator to how much money I'll be making, right? So if your experience has been mainly B2C, you can definitely look forward to more of that entry level until you break into B2B, right? It's reality. You start getting paid more when you have both experiences, or if you only have B2B experience, right? But yeah, do you know if many industries accept certifications from Coursera as a form of certified qualifications? So look,
it's irrelevant. They just care about the job you're going to be done. It's not like they don't. It's not like they accept.
They don't request it. They don't request it.
Certification doesn't do anything besides say that somebody might know something, right? The work you do is more valuable. Like if you took something on Coursera that's like how to develop in PHP, they're not going to care about the certification. They're going to be like, show me what you built in PHP, right? Mm-hmm. If the certification you took Coursera is like how to be an AI GTM engineer, they're not going to care about the certification. They're going to say, show me how you build lists with AI. So I think you need to know that there's no such thing as bad education. I think going to get your MBA, taking certifications, these are all good things. But US companies they're going to care more about what you've done and the work you're going to do. Now, you could have both. You could have a company that's like, yeah, you need a certification and you need to show me work that you're going to do. But I've never seen a company that says, show me your certification, you're great.
Yeah.
I haven't.
Or certification for your English level. I know some people will ask that as well. Steve, and also think about it like this with CloudTask. Top rated badge, top rated plus badge. Companies don't really care about the top rated plus badge itself. What they care about is why do they get the top rated plus badge? What did they do in order to get that badge instead of an active candidate, right? To Amir's point.
Yeah. But keep learning. Just go further and be like, what is this certification supposed to produce for a company in the form of profit?
1000%.
Any other questions, comments, concerns, feedback?
I think we're good to go. Guys, also wanted to add on, if you're new. I had a conversation with an individual, he's been a firefighter. I'm not mentioning his name, but yeah, we had a conversation and he wants to get into the remote workspace. He is aware that he's in the entry level space, right? We're going to be able to formulate his experience to be more customer success management centric because he was managing. But as an example there, you guys could always reach out to us. Let it be because the role that you're looking for is a bit different from what you used to have, and vice versa. If you're not sure if you're in the 1,500 bucket, if you're in the 25, in the 3K, reach out to us. We can have a conversation. We'll evaluate based on your profile. Your profile is our best starting point because just sending us a voice note, having a conversation, that doesn't really help. What helps is, let me get that professional picture. Let me see that impacting title, that about me section. Let me check out that work experience. All right, they got over 5 years. Now let me check out that video and see how you express your previous work experience. That's going to help me be able to have a better conversation. And so will my teammates if you guys want to have that evaluation.
Yeah. Last questions. Going once, going twice, gone. Guys, sign up here. Cloudtest.com. You get to talk to Danny, but really only once your profile is approved, right?
Yes.
So
exactly.
I hate recording videos. Any tips? Yeah.
Let me take it from here.
We hate hard things in life and get over it, I guess. I would say, like, look, I'll probably open up your Instagram and you got videos all the time, right? So like I noticed that, like, okay, there's YouTube, there's Instagram, there's TikTok. I don't think people hate videos. It's a video world, right? So I just think getting over your fear is your biggest opportunity. But if you can make it in life without hating videos, it's just that if you get over your fear, you might get a job. You need to be able to present yourself.
No, but so the main thing would be 60 seconds, Adriana. And as Amir's saying, what I always say something is, do it once, twice, 3 times. Laugh at your own bloopers. Make sure that you're being specific and you're not rambling all over the place, right, Adriana? Get a little script down. Rehearse it. And high level, you got to express your experience, right? I'm not sure what type of roles you've previously held, but again, even if it's not sales, if it's customer success, you're going to have to get on a meeting Zoom link. You're going to have to hold the room. So that's what the video really helps. Not only,
Adriana, are you an engineer? Are you a developer?
What type of roles are you looking forward to, Adriana?
You can get away with it being a developer if you're an engineer or developer. A recruiter.
Okay.
Yeah. Should be able to get in the video.
Reach out to us and we'll help you out with that, Adriana.
Yeah. If you need help with the video, we'll help you with the video. It's just right to the point. Yeah. If you like talking to the people, you like talking to the video. We'll let you go. We'll help you. Any other questions besides Adriana? We're going to help her with her video fears. Then you don't have to record yourself. Don't worry. It's okay. Nobody gets forced to do things. There's things for everybody, right? So like there are jobs where you can just get a job without recording a video, right? So nobody's forcing anybody to do that stuff. Any other questions, comments, concerns? We got 16 people. You guys are hanging out. 16 on the end of our live stream. I hate video too, by the way. Apparently. All right, guys.
Have a good one.
Thank you for showing up, guys. Appreciate you.